It is senior day in Lincoln. It is also the second game of a pivotal weekend series. It is the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Nebraska Cornhuskers on Big Ten Plus. Welcome to the broadcast booth. I'm Bobby Hessling. That's Josh Lill. What a great game we have on tap, and a very important one for both these schools. Now, Nebraska lost the first game. A great game from Ohio State yesterday. Really low-scoring pitchers duel for the most part. Both teams only had 6 hits. But now it's kind of go time for Nebraska, losing 4 in a row, while on the flip side for the Buckeyes, they walk out of here with the series sweep. They got that first-round bye in the Big Ten tournament. Leads to Lexi Blair. Blair on the day has drawn a walk and doubled her first time up, so has reached base twice. And the best hitters on this Michigan team, as that is into left center field and down. 1 run scores for the Wolverines. Here comes a second. Lexi Blair has a stand-up RBI double. Not everyone has had the chance to bat for Nebraska, as that is hit into center field. Track at the wall. Andrews jumps, it's gone. Kiki Thole leaves the yard to dead center field for her 7th home run on the season for the Wolverines. It is 10-0 Michigan. With all the pregame hype, we are underway, and the first pitch from Sarah Harness to Mariah Rodriguez is ball 1. Game time temperature at 69 degrees, very, very humid. Humidity 80%. Not too windy, which is nice, but feels like the South a little bit, especially the swamp.
I've been to the swamp, Bobby, in Louisiana, the Atchafalaya Basin, and it's I tell you, spending 5 days there, the skeeters and all that, I'm getting flashbacks.
I can only imagine. I've never been there.
It's a good time.
Okay, Mariah Rodriguez on the season, batting .336, on base percentage of .404. Was 1 for 3 yesterday in the Ohio State win over Nebraska. 2-0, misses just low for 3 balls and no strikes. Rodriguez takes a few steps out of the batter's box as she begins to reset.
Yeah, Rodriguez has a couple stats going for her this year. She's 22nd in the Big Ten in batting average with that .336 average, and 25th in runs, for which she has 30. So a couple stats on the top 25 for the senior Buckeye.
Catches the plate for a strike. You mentioned Rodriguez last year, or in 2021 rather, first team All Big Ten, was NFCA second team All Midwest in 2021. It was 3-time All State in California. She's from Orange, California as well. 3-1. Called a strike on the outside corner. Rodriguez thought that was ball 4.
Yeah, Harness working to the outside there, and that's actually something that Courtney Wallace does as well. So when both of your starters are able to command that fastball on the outside of the plate, it can really throw those hitters off. The fastball, it gets you licking your chops, but when they're playing with the zone, it's a whole different ball game.
The 3-2 home to Rodriguez. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Harness sits down the first batter, battling back from 3 balls and no strikes, and that is the first out.
Yeah, you like to see, you want to see Sarah Harness make quick work of the batter, but the fact that she goes, again, down 3-0 and uses that fastball working outside the zone, able to get Rodriguez to chase, you like that bounce back ability.
Melita Wilkinson steps into the box. Wilkinson, a sophomore with a very large resume already as a sophomore, was last year first team All Big Ten freshman. The numbers for her have been very incredible this season. No such thing as a sophomore slump when you look at the numbers.
No, not at all. And you also have to take in consideration she was also part of the Big Ten All-Tournament team last year as well. So receives a lot of recognition. I mean, just a few of the stats, she's top 25 in the Big Ten. She's 5th in the Big Ten in batting average, 3rd in OPS, 4th in runs, 3rd in hits, 1st in triples, tied for 4th in home runs, and 6th in RBIs. And Bobby, that's just to name several. There are even more categories that Wilkinson really just hones in on at the plate.
1-1 to Wilkinson. Chopper over to third. And that is out number 2.
Yeah, Wilkinson with a one-hopper over to Sydney Gray. Gray was just in a perfect spot. Routine throw for the junior Husker. And Right now, Sarah Harness making quick work of the top of the order for the Buckeyes.
That is Cammie Quartercracks who steps into home plate. Quartercracks yesterday was responsible for both of the Ohio State runs that were driven in that 2-1 victory. First pitch to Quartercracks, inside, ball one.
And you bring up Quartercracks right after Wilkeson, also a member of the Big Ten all-freshman team last year. And like you mentioned, has the stats from yesterday to back it up, going 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs, Bobby. Ohio State with a dangerous top 3.
1-0 misses low with 2 balls and no strikes. You mentioned Quartercracks was on that Big Ten all-freshman team. She also started all 53 games a year ago. That just 1-2 punch between Quartercracks and Wilkinson is obviously, it's going to be a duel at the top of the Big Ten for years to come, just a force to be reckoned with.
Well, you like a battle within the team like that.
2-0 fouled off to the right side, out of play.
It's healthy competition, Bobby, especially when 2 players are batting back-to-back. It provides, I think it adds a different element of fun to the game, right? Because your team is good. You have a solid couple of hitters at the top of the order that can compete to be better than each other. They're holding each other accountable every day, and that's exactly what any coach wants.
Also adds a lot of stability in that lineup as well. 2-1 misses outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Now Sarah Harness has to reset back in.
How about a .626 batting average at Bishop Hartley High School?
It's very impressive. Ooh. Wildly impressive. 3-1. Sawed off the top of the protected netting. Caught by a fan.
Gotta love free souvenirs, right, Bobby?
Well, it's not free because you have to return the softball.
No.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
More parks are doing that now, I think.
It's a rule here at Bowling Stadium. You cannot bring home the softball. It must be returned, and then someone runs it down to the Nebraska dugout, and it waits.
Huh.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Outside, ball 4, and Quartercracks draws a walk.
Yeah, the command there for Harness, a little out of whack. Again, start of the game, you're looking to find that rhythm, and she's continuously using that fastball. I'd like to see a little more breaking ball movement if she can break it out. Even if it's just a couple pitches here and there, the more you give Ohio State that same look, especially at fastball, they're going to hammer on that pitch.
Runner at first, 2 away. Sam Hackenbrack steps to the plate. Takes a first pitch ball low.
Yeah, attempting to work inside there.
Hackenbrack was first team NFCA All-Midwest Region last year, was second team NFCA All-Midwest Region in 21. It was second team All-Big Ten in 21 and 22. Very talented player. She's the designated player for today, as that is line foul.
Talented player that can swing the bat.
Exactly. That was dropped a little sooner. That would have been a fair ball.
Yeah, just left. Just wide of that left foul line. Completely jumps on Harness's pitch right away.
Just a tad early.
And that's something, Bobby, if the batters are jumping on Harness that quickly in the game, something to keep an eye on.
1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss at the top of the zone. 1-2.
And there's that off-speed pitch. Not something you see too much where you like to give that look and that type of a pitch right exactly atop the plate and outside the zone. But, hey, you know what? If it works for Sarah Harness, you have to do what you have to do.
1 on, 2 out. 1-2 count to Hackenbrack from Harness. Sky to the right side, going out of play, and will go out of play. Gentleman seems to be okay.
Security double checking, making sure the fan is okay.
And he says he's fine. I'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That would not be fun, getting blunked in the head by a foul ball, especially a softball.
No.
Woo.
It would not. 1-2. Top of the zone, 2 balls and 2 strikes. With it being senior day, it is a very large crowd
It's
here
good.
at Bowling Stadium.
And Bobby, it's good to see the Husker faithful showing up for Courtney Wallace and Maya Felder. They've done a lot for this team over their time here, and
Courtney Wallace in her 5th season playing softball. You can see all the reserve signs behind home plate. The 2-2 down in the dirt, and the count has worked full again.
this happened a couple times today. This is the 3rd time that Harness has hit 3 balls thrown to a batter. You almost want to see a pitcher's meeting if there's a walk here.
22nd pitch on the way. 3-2 to Hackenbrack is hit in the air into center field. Kaneda makes the catch. Top half of the first is over. We go to the bottom of the first. Billy Andrews, Caitlin Kaneda, Sydney Gray all due up for Nebraska here on Big Ten Plus. First pitch to Maya Felder, outside ball 1. But this is a game with such importance on standings. The scenarios, I worked them out last night. So if Nebraska wins the next 2, they are the 4th seed in the Big Ten tournament, get the bye. Ohio State loses both and is anywhere between 5 and 10 in the conference. It just shows how wide open the middle of the conference is Maya Felder takes a called strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Let's say Nebraska and Ohio State split the next 2 games. So Ohio State would win the series, but they both win at least 1 game. Nebraska would still be 4th in the conference just with that head-to-head over the Ohio State, while the Buckeyes are anywhere between 5th and 9th. And Ohio State, if they win out, they finish 4th in the conference as that's fouled off to the right side. But if Nebraska were to lose out in that same scenario, they would be anywhere between 5 and 8th. So what the scenario is Nebraska needs to win 1 game, the 4 seed is theirs. Ohio State needs to win 2, and the 4 seed is theirs.
Yeah, basically, Bobby, you have to set yourself up to keep yourself away from Northwestern until the Big Ten title.
Ground ball, that is up the middle, a base hit. And Maya Felder on senior day comes through for the first run of the ball game. 1-0. Skies it. Left field. Squire calls everyone off, makes the catch. Nebraska wins, and they've clinched the final bye in the Big Ten tournament. What a way to go out on senior day.